Have you ever used an application that you just want to open over and over again just because how good it feels to use it? It could be something like Instagram or TikTok, or maybe a game that you install to play in your downtime. These apps are engineered to make you addicted. And in this video, I'll share some of the tactics that the apps use to make it addictive. And why am I qualified to talk about that, you might ask? Well, I've built over 100 apps and games during the past 12 years. My apps have over 50 million downloads, and they've generated over $100 million in revenue. So let me show you some of the hidden tactics that I use to make apps addictive. The first trick is giving your users a win within 1 minute of using your application. This could be giving your users dopamine in any form or any fashion that you could possibly can. Or literally giving them an actual win, for example in a game. I actually tested this back in the days when I was building hyper-casual. Hyper-casual games are these small, simple games you play on your phone. And what I've realized after doing a bunch of tests is if people win the first level of your game, they're up to 20% more likely to come back to play it again the second day. That is a night and day difference for a game or application. So giving your users an early quick win is one of the most important retention tactics you need to have in your application. The second part is making coming back into the application a little unpredictable, meaning you don't need to give your users predictable rewards every time they come back. They actually shouldn't get the 10, 20, 30, 40 coins back every new day that they come back to the application. You should actually try to make it a little bit unpredictable. Maybe giving them a spinning wheel. Use slot machine mechanics. Did you know slot machines make more than Hollywood, baseball, and theme parks combined? And there's a very good reason behind it. Because people love the feeling of having an unpredictable win. People love the feeling of having a slight chance of winning something big. So you need to embrace that factor and try to give your users the same. The third trick is giving your users something they hate to lose. It could be something like the streaks in Duolingo, or having something grow inside your application. For example, you could literally have a tree that grows the more the users come back consistently in your application. If they stop coming back to the application, the tree could also go back to being a seed. So they have to start all over again. And even if it's just a visual effect, people hate that. Number 4 is making the wins juicy. It might not be even the wins, but anything that you could make visually super appealing in a quick timeline in your application would give your users dopamine. One very good example of this is Robinhood, the trading application. They used to show you confettis and a lot of visual effects when you completed a trade. It was so good that it was convincing people that they made the right decision, so they would buy more and more and more. And it would actually be counterintuitive in them making money. So the government forced Robinhood to shut these features down just because how effective it was. People loved to buy more of the stocks they were offering with no financial incentive. People kept losing money. Number 5 is giving people less deliberately, meaning you need to limit the supply of some certain things within your application to give to your user. For example, one puzzle that could give them a 10 times reward could only appear once a day. You could make certain features available only certain times in a day. You could unlock things only for a select few in your application. Limiting things in your application increases the feeling of urgency and need for the people who are using it. Trick number 6 is make them customize something. If somebody customizes something, they're up to 60% more likely to purchase it. It's the same thing you have with Froyo or these self-served ice cream shops. You pick your own ice cream, then you weigh it, and the responsibility is on you. The heavier it is, it's your job and you would have to pay for it anyways. So the more customized something feels for the user, it could increase the chances of them purchasing it as well. And the 7th trick is ending things in the middle. For example, imagine you come into an application that allows you to generate images. The images cost you 40 credits. The application gives you 100 free credits. So you create 2 images for free, and then you have 20 credits remaining. It's something in between of having 0 and having enough to generate another one. This factor alone of having people have something left in the platform before they leave it gives them more reason to come back to the platform and potentially buy from you. This could also play into the factor of limiting your users deliberately. If you make your users feel like they left something undone in the platform when they're leaving, they're far more likely to come back to the application to finish it the other day. At the end of the day, building an application is a highly engineered way. All of these tricks are things that are proven by testing it thousands and thousands of times. And in my channel, I share the findings I have testing hundreds of applications with tens of thousands of users every day. So if you want to learn more about building applications, I have a bunch of videos on those. Thank you for watching.